Oh my gosh. Jeez, YouTube, what is good? It's your boy Magnificent. Man, when we talk about time, time is just something you can't get back. So wasted, so wasted. And then even when I get a chance to get this, I get roped into something else. I don't know how many out there like that, but this is getting ridiculous. Anyway, your boy Magnificent is back with another sneaker review. I finally got my hands on the Jordan 5, aka Michigan's, aka Fab 5. We'll get into all that. If you didn't notice when you went for the Yeezys, for those that went for the Yeezy 350 Landmarks Reflectives, you may or may not have gotten through a double Q. What I mean by that is I'm pretty sure Adidas, Yeezy.com, these software developers are, I think they're tinkering with ways to combat these bots. So for those that don't know, these bots, really it's just what they call layer 7 traffic, right? So that type of traffic can be seen as like a cyber attack. So you can combat that with different HTML filters, if that makes sense. Different commands to combat the type of attacks that are coming from bots. So you can see certain traffic coming to, let's just say I'm Foot Locker and I have my own server, and I see traffic coming at an unusual rate. I can actually block that or slow it down. So if it doesn't look like a human transaction, the time it takes like a human at its fastest, I'm talking about everything filled in, credit cards, all that stuff, and the time it takes for me to hit that button and send that to you, and of course they're factoring upload, download speeds of internet. We get a little techie here. I can take that and say, okay, it takes the average person X amount of time to really, a manual user, this amount of time to actually get the shoe. If I see anything faster, abnormal traffic just hitting at a faster rate all at the same time, I could just cut that and throw you in a queue that you think you're getting something when you're really not. And some manual users, I think from what I heard, hit more than bots. So just be careful. Just because you think you're using a bot, again, it doesn't guarantee that you're going to get a shoe. Just because you're manual, it doesn't guarantee you're getting a shoe. It seems like right now, from what I'm understanding, is that they're combating on the bots. So I figured this was going to happen, and it kind of is. They're throwing niches at you, especially if you're a bot user. I'm noticing that they're throwing different aspects at you that you're not expecting. So you think that, okay, this queue is going to take me straight to cart, and then they filter before you go to a cart, you go to another queue. So you see what they're doing. They're changing domains at the last second. There's little different tactics that they're doing to throw you off as a bot user. As a manual user, you still have to go through the same process, but at least you're not being filtered out through a backdoor queue that makes it seem like they're doing something when they're really not. So anyway, that's just for those that took the L's like myself. Even though I'm not a bot user, I am a manual user. I took the L because I think I came on a little bit too late. I was on the tail end of it. Like, I didn't see sold out straight for I think when I went on YeezySupply.com, I didn't see it. I was on the tail end of it. Still had my chance to select my size. They threw me in a queue as well. But from there on, it was. And look, if you took the L, I think it was like 600, maybe 1,000 pairs from what I heard that was reported sold at least on YeezySupply.com. So, I mean, you're competing with like millions of people around the world. So, hey, the non-reflectives are coming out, I think Saturday, 10 o'clock, and there's going to be an array of stores that's going to sell it. So if you didn't get the reflectives, you want to sell it for the non-reflective, okay. If your intent was to get the shoe just to get the shoe, cool. If your intent was to get the shoe to resell, then I can see why you're bummed out. Me, either way, I'm good. Anyway, with that said and done, let's get straight to the shoe. The Michigan 5s, Jordan 5, SP, right? Special project. So that means that these were limited to a certain point. Now, the reported total amount, from what I understand, was 64 or 65,000 pairs made nationwide. So that's still not a lot. And I get that a lot of people kind of ran away from this shoe simply for the fact that, you possibly, it's not guaranteed, you possibly have the Cactus Jack Jordan 6s coming out possibly at the end of the year. So I get why people were kind of deterred from getting this shoe since the price point was at $225. And then last night, I'm not sure what's today's date. looking at it right now. Last night, I think July 10th. It is now July 11th as I'm recording this. Last night, Shoe Palace, out of nowhere, dropped this same shoe. Right now, that's $225 at retail at most places, is now at $189. So I'm not sure how they decided to release these shoes. It seems like they released this in different places, different times. Like, Shoe Palace did their release a week later after Nike.com, and I think Foot Action did theirs. But even when that happened, I was there watching all the pairs being like broadcast on ShoePalace.com. I mean, sizes 8 through I think 14. And I went for something to drink, came back, and this shoe went down to I think 11. Now it's 11.5, 14, and I think 11 that's available on Shoe Palace. Like, these shoes sold quick. So with all the blabbering, let's get into the shoe. I do want to compare it to the Laneys that I have, and I'll give you a little backstory as to why they created the shoe in the first place. So let's get straight into this. Courtesy of Nike.com. Sneakers app I did hit. Again, these shoes were kind of, at least my size, was sitting for a minute before it sold out, but glad I got my pair. Of course, you know the story. Nike receipt. And we got the whole box. You've probably seen the box 4, 5, 1,600 different times. But again, that's not what I do on this channel. I want to give you the full review. And actually, you've seen the box. I think the last time I seen this Jordan box, it was the Jeters, the Jeter Lows. It's cool. It's cool, but I'm not in the boxes anymore. If you haven't noticed, you can kind of look down right below. I converted to the drop front boxes, the black one. Got 6 more coming. So, I'm slowly converting this into that. So shout out to the Shoe Container Store for getting that in for your boy. But anyway, let's get into the shoe. Now, everybody's done it. Black paper, this way, that way, underneath this, white paper. Yeah, we get that. Now, in the shoe. Whew. Oh, wow. Wow. Anybody notice that their shoes kind of sort of feels like, it's definitely yellow nubuck, but it kind of looks like, or close to that Timberland. Remember Timberland boots? It kind of looks like this, but these shoes are modeled after the Fab 5 release. The Fab 5 Jordan release, it was Amarillo and black, whereas this is Amarillo and navy. Now keep in mind, the PE version, which is the player edition version that was released 2017, that Fab 5, yeah, that's going for about like $10,000, $12,000. But this is an SP release, so it's a special project. Not as much, but it's still limited. But the material in itself is exactly, if not close to, but exactly the same as the PEs that released. The only difference is that they decided to take away the M, which was for Michigan, on the tongue of the shoe, because kind of that would really depreciate the value of the PEs that they released in 2017. So they decided to do what? Put a stitch Jumpman on the front. Now, do not get these shoes. These are good quality shoes. Again, I saw this before. In terms of the navy Amarillo combination. The shark teeth that's on the midsole with the speckled blue design is dope. And on the back, it's going to read, Team Quality Products Inspired by the Greatest Basketball Player. Of course, that's a.k.a. Michael Jordan. And the idea of these shoes is, it looks like they switched the dates from the Jordan FIBAs with these, primarily because they wanted to have these shoes released for Michigan students and players headed into the college year, at least the fall 2019 college semester. So if you're going to school, at least at Michigan, and you're wearing these, everybody and their mom know what's up. So that was the idea of why they wanted to push back. They wanted to make sure people got their pairs. It's July, I get it. But to get your pairs in before you're headed back, before the fall semester fires back up in Michigan. Now, again, this shoe is highly different from what they released with the Laneys. Now, the Laneys, when that came out, which is what I'm going to fire up right here. Here are the Laneys. There's no comparison. There's really no comparison. Of course, we'll do the on foot, and I'll show you the 3M and all that. But there's no comparison with the Laneys and these Amarillo Navy. Amarillo Navy color, that's what they call it, but the Fab Fives, the Michigans, so I put quotations around it. but there's no comparison when it comes to the material. Now, you can make the case that most of it is similar, but this synthetic nubuck that they put on here to this real genuine yellow nubuck that they put on here is a significant difference. Take in consideration the insole, where the material here is straight cotton. This is more of like a polyester slash silk, if you want to call it that. But when you feel this inside, this feels like luxury material. You feel these Laneys? No, not the same. Nowhere near the same. I'm looking at just basically style, detail, and again, not to take away from the Laneys, but when these shoes dropped, this was mass produced. It was mass produced nationwide. This is not mass produced nationwide. That's why these shoes are quickly selling out faster than these. Now, I'm not even a Jordan 5 fan in terms of the retro, but when I first put these on, it was my first time. These are my first Jordan 5s that I've ever owned, and they actually are comfortable. I'm not going to hold you. These are very comfortable. But putting these on, whew, the breathability in this shoe, and of course, you've probably seen it in all other reviews, but of course, when you look upside down, inside the tongue, move this, you see that it says Inspired. You got the icy blue bottoms, no different from the other Jordan 5s. It's pretty much the same thing. But outside of the material, which I think is, I mean, you can do a side-by-side and tell that, pick your poison. I mean, honestly, this is not a bad shoe, but this just, it just blends in. Like this yellow this former yellow is highly different from the yellow that they released with the Laneys. This I feel like you can wear with anything because it looks close to it looks close to a Timberland, a generic Timberland boot color. They definitely executed this shoe a lot better than any of the Jordan 5s that I've seen in a while. Not ever, but in a while. So if you see this, if you have the bread, I say go for it. Because honestly, this is gonna. I might have to get another shoe container box for these. I'm just saying, I am very amazed that they came out with this shoe and executed it this way. Some people, they have different opinions about it. Of course, you see that nubuck back and forth stroke. But, I mean, just looking at the shoe, my God, like, how could you sleep on these, man? But again, I can see why some people didn't want to go after the shoe. The price point was too high at $225. Then you can factor taxes, insert state here. I can see why. But if you can, because me, I don't have a lot of Jordan 5s in my collection, I wanted to see this for myself because just looking at this thing is amazing. Again, I feel like I can wear this with pretty much almost anything. But the idea, again, with this story, for this shoe, were for Michigan players, Michigan students, as they head back into 2019 fall semester. This shoe was the release. I'm going to do the on foot. And before I go, like every other video that I end, all I say is, stay blessed, be thankful, and look out for them Yeezy 350s on Saturday. You get what I'm saying. So your boy Magnificent, subscribe, like your boy. I'm going to have more videos. I'm actually going to do like another video showing you what I changed up, what I used to record, why I get these videos out so fast. I'll explain all that. But your boy, Magnificent, got the Jordan 5, Amarillo, navy blue, Fab 5, Michigan's, 2019. It's not bad. It's not bad. But there are more shoes dropping. I'm going to get some more. So, boy Magnificent, it's been a pleasure. Hope you liked it. Signing off. Let's put this on foot and get to going. so let's take a look inside the shoe. All right, a little close up on the shoe itself. Use this right here. Of course, when you check the insoles, just make sure it's got the paper here. It's got the paper here. All right, I'm just giving you a different view from the camera. I wanted to get you a close up because these things are pretty dope. And of course, when you take the insole out, this thing just pops out like crazy. I can't believe how detailed this looks, but look at this. Look at that. Oh my God. Just blends in so well. Just taking the full thing out. I'm pretty sure people seen this from previous YouTubers, but look how detailed this looks. This is crazy. This is real crazy. Of course, when you flip it, it's just your standard insole, but I mean the material here that's used on this is sick. I mean, sick. So let's just take a little bit at the, put this back in here. Let's take a look at the 3M and go from there. This is the video of the 3M for the Michigan 5 Fab 5 Amarillo yellow / navy SP Retro 5. They gave this thing an array of crazy amount of names, but check this out. Got the lace lock right here. You can see that. Let me zoom in right there. You know my ugly fingers, but you can see the Jumpman logo is yellow. Figure I'd give you a close up, like a real close up of these shoes. That's why I'm doing this video this way. But you can see that this was crafted like in detail. You even got 3M towards the toe box, or just at least right over it. Of course, that's kind of a common theme with most Jordan 5s. Here's your 3M on the tongue itself. Oh man, like I mean, you have to see this up close and personal. The reason why I'm doing it this way is because I mean you get to see what I'm seeing, just magnified in detail. Look at that beautiful design, man. That is dope. And of course, this is what I read off earlier in my video. Dope, dope, dope. I don't know what this is. I guess it's some type of yellow stain or white stain, not yellow stain. But of course, got the air box right there, little air bubble. Okay. Got the vents on the outside of the shoe. Okay, okay, okay. I see what you're doing, Jordan. I see what you're doing. This is dope, man. And yes, you can see that this is obviously dead stock, but I just wanted to show people a detailed look, a close look at what it looks like under the lights. 3M technology, up close. I mean, just look at this. Look at it. I mean, you can see that. Just look at the angle. You can see those brush strokes back and forth. That is awesome. That nubuck is sick. All right, guys. Your boy Magnificent, and I'm out.